What's up, Facebook? It's your girl Tasha. Sitting out here on this beautiful day, um, coming to you to talk about emotional abuse. Ladies, emotional abuse is just as worse as physical, mental, financial abuse because it hurts more. And what I mean by that is if you have a spouse that's tearing you down, not supporting you, calling you fat, dumb, stupid, bitches, whores, and whatnot, that's emotional abuse. Yeah, he's not hitting you or pushing you around, but what he's doing is he's taking your confidence away from you and making you feel like nobody wants you, or he's the only one that loves you. And this is emotional abuse. But with that being said, we have a lot of ladies who, no matter how much you try to help them, they always wind up going back to their situation or to their abuser. Ladies, sometimes it's frustrating and it's tiring when you have somebody that's abusing you. When you have somebody that's physically or emotionally abusing you, basically it's like you're in a toxic relationship. And what I mean by toxic is when we're in love or think we're in love with someone, it's sometimes difficult to recognize the signs. Sometimes, wait, sorry, I'm reading off of these notes that my assistant helped. It says when sorry, okay. It says when we are in love or think we're in love with someone, it's sometimes difficult to recognize the signs that you're not being treated as well as you should be. Sometimes we need to take a step back or have trusted friends point out some warning signs. Unacceptable behavior in a relationship can be physical or psychological, and sometimes we can bury the behavior for fear of losing the relationship. However, staying in a toxic relationship can be damaging over the long term. Here are 7 signs that you're in an unhealthy relationship. 1. Ladies, when you're in a toxic relationship, there are 7 signs that's recognizable in social media or whatever that you're in toxic relationship. First sign is lack of communication. If you cannot physically sit down and talk to your mate about whatever's going on, then there's no communication. If I can't tell you my goals, my feelings, my dreams, and aspirations, what I want to be, and you respect them, then we have no communication. It's not necessarily a bad thing when 2 people want to spend time on their own or content with just being in the room together. However, when a partner no longer verbally communicates with you, it could be a sign they no longer want to confide in you, which could lead to resentment on both sides. A lack of talking things out can lead to blow-ups. Example, pointless fights because feelings haven't been expressed. This type of fighting doesn't lead to any solutions as the resort. If either of you don't want to talk or even be in the same room, it's probably best to break it off. Next. Okay. All right. So I guess basically what they mean by that. Like, ladies, this is, I say, in relationship, this will be the the number one rule. If you cannot talk to your spouse about anything, I don't care if some guy tried to hit on you, or some ladies, or man or woman, if somebody tried to talk to you, tried to give you your number, or if you looking to start a new career or something, if your mate doesn't support your dreams, then maybe he's not the one for you. If you physically have to beg a man to pay attention to you, ladies, that's not the man to be with. I've been married. This is my second marriage. I never had to beg a man for any kind of attention. My husband pays me sometimes too much attention. He supports everything I want. Like when I told him I was gonna do these blogs, he supported me. When I told him I wanted to open up my own daycare, it was another support. I'm just saying, sometimes we hold on to the things in life that are not good for us, which sometimes may be friends, relationships, jobs, kids, but we can't get rid of our kids. Like I'm learning right now. My oldest son is 18, and he thinks he knows everything. And as a mother, you know, you want to protect your kids and keep them safe, but I'm learning how to give him tough love. That means I don't call him, I don't ask how he's doing, because if you keep on pampering kids or a relationship, they're not going to respect you. They're going to think, oh, she's just soft. I could just keep on walking over her. And if you don't have, what is it? Basically, if you don't love yourself, how is somebody else going to love you? And close it. Basically, like I said, ladies, if you don't love yourself, who else is going to love you? You have to demand respect and demand that your partner or spouse love you and respect you. So now, the second the second thing to know in a toxic relationship is this: defensive. If I gotta feel like I'm always on the defense with you, you never take responsibility for what you do, then that's not a healthy relationship too. If you can't be responsible and say, I'm wrong, honey, for what I said to you. I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings. A, B, C, and D. This, you're just as guilty as the person that's hurting your feelings. If you can't take responsibilities for what you're doing out here, you're just as bad as the person that's sitting there blaming you and making you feel like everything is your fault. We're not perfect. None of us is perfect out here, but we all demand and deserve respect. Next thing, he or she doesn't encourage your passion. Okay, so with this one, let's say you're one of them females that you like to knit, crochet, trying to write a book or whatever, and you go to your spouse and you say, "Hey, I'm going to write a book or crochet. And he says, oh, that's stupid. You're stupid. Right there, that should be a warning sign because he's not respecting your craft or your passion. If you want to climb walls for a living or doing garden or a cooking show, if your man cannot support what you want to do, then he doesn't care about you. There's no way I would ever date somebody that can't support me or my passions in life. If I want to write a book or knitting, my man should be like, yeah, you do that, baby. You know, I'm proud of you. Whether you being sarcasm or not, every woman needs to feel like she's a top priority. Don't put me in front of your boys or your homies or nothing like that. Every woman needs to feel like she's special to her mate. Hi. Us as men, sometimes we forget to tell our woman she's special to us or how much we love them. And then it becomes too late. Because let me tell you this, guys. When the woman starts feeling like you don't care about her and somebody else do, then that's when you have problems. What they used to say, a shoulder to cry on becomes a dick to ride on. Sounds funny, huh? Hello. Hi. When somebody told me that, I was like, what does that mean? But I'm going to say it to you one more time. A shoulder to cry on becomes a dick to ride on. So that means if you're out here treating a woman like crap, and she go to that little friend that you say, oh, he's just her friend, they talk, don't listen to that. Because like I said, a shoulder to cry on becomes a dick to ride on. Next thing. Okay. He doesn't accept your flaws. And what that means is, ladies and men, nobody is perfect. So, ladies, my husband pisses me off when he leaves the toilet seat up. I live in the house with 2 men, and every day I have to yell and say, put up the seat. Put down the toilet seat. But as a woman, sometimes you have to swallow a lot of your pride and eat humble pie. Because men, they just don't get it sometimes. Sometimes they just don't get it. They think, oh, we're bitching, nagging, and complaining. And, oh, we just want to get on their nerves. It's not true. It's real hard to keep the house clean, running after kids every day. And sometimes we just want y'all to help. We just want y'all to help and say, you know, I appreciate you, baby. Thanks for everything you do. Don't just celebrate us on Mother's Day or Valentine's Day. Celebrate us all the time. Next. Okay, that's not your brand of crazy. Everyone has their own unique quirks, and they may not be compatible with their partners in particular. Some people don't share the same sense of humor, and rather than giggling at a partner joke, just roll their eyes. If you love puns, for example, your partner should at least be able to tolerate them and even high-five you if you throw out a zinger. It's really no fun if your partner never laughs with you or gets overly serious about a situation. Okay. And what this means to me, I like to joke. Love pulling pranks. I said, but when you're a mother and you're working and you're raising 4 kids, I need to vent sometimes. And some people vent through drinking or smoking weed, but that's not my cup of tea. Not knocking nobody. So what I do is I like to play practical jokes. One day in particular, I took a water bottle and put it in the bed, and when my husband laid down on it, it made a farting noise, and he got mad and started screaming how I'm always joking and I don't respect his space. And then I got mad, and next thing I know, we was fighting and cussing. And when I mean fighting, not pushing on me, because let's get this right. I might do domestic violence videos, but your girl does not put up with no man putting his hands on me. I am not that type of girl. Like I told y'all before, I grew up in a violent home. My father was very abusive to my mother for 19 years. And just seeing her every day with black eyes and busted lips, it did a lot to me. And I said, now as a female of 42, I'm trying to help other women out here. I don't think it's right that no guy puts his hand on a woman. And there's a lot of women out here that excuse these men attitude and make excuses for them. Ladies, stop making excuses. If you know somebody is physically or emotionally hurting you, there's places you could go. There's people you could call to keep you safe. But on the other hand, too, it works both ways. If you're asking people to help you get away from somebody that's abusing you, and you go right back to that person, let's be honest, what was the whole point of getting away from them in the first place? It's like the story that I said, the little boy who cried wolf. Every time the wolf come or didn't come, he would run to the village, tell the people that the wolf was coming, and they would run. And then when they get there, he'd joke in, and that's it, nothing, until eventually one day the wolf did come. And after the wolf came, he didn't know what to do. So let's get to our next point. Okay, this one is an important one. Ladies and men, nobody likes to be in a relationship where you're talking about your ex all the effing time. I think it's disrespectful to your new relationship, and after a while, it gets old. Nobody wants to be with that person that's always saying, oh, my ex did this to me, my ex did that, this, that, X, Y, and Z. One, it creates tension in your relationship. Two, your new spouse or boyfriend, girlfriend feels like, okay, I treat her good, but here she is talking about somebody that used to beat up on her, take her money and everything else. So now they feel like, okay, you don't want nobody treating you good. Excuse me, you're still hung up on this ex. So eventually, you're going to have a situation where you lose the good person because you're so focused on the junk. And when I say that, I don't mean it to hurt anybody's feelings. I don't mean it to hurt nobody's feelings, but a lot of the females out here were hung up on basically trash. And I call it trash because any man that feels like he has a right to hit a female or cuss at her, belittle her, tear down her self-esteem is trash. And what do we do with trash when we're done with it? We throw it away. Quit holding on to negative stuff or things that's not positive in your life. Me, I try to put positive people in my life to uplift me, not to bring me down. There's a movie that Tyler Perry wrote. It says I can do better all by myself, which means you don't need nobody to help you fail. If you want to fail in life, it's because you fail, not nobody else but you. We can get out of bad relationships, even domestic violence relationship. It takes a lot of time. I'm not gonna lie to you, ladies. It is dangerous to try to leave a man that's violent, but with education, research, resources, friends, family, support system, you can do it. I know there's gonna be times where you'll feel like, oh, well, maybe he's changed. I could go back to him. But that's just a lie. It's called the honeymoon phase, and a lot of us know what that is. When your man sit there and promise, oh, I won't hurt you again. I will never hit you again. It's just the honeymoon phase. A lot of women go back to the abuser, and when they go back to the abuser, they wind up getting beat up worse than the first time. Or God forbid, they wind up getting killed. When I make these video blogs, I try to give testimonies about what I went through and what I witnessed my mother going through. And I try to give resources and by numbers and shelter information because I want you guys to be safe. I don't want no woman to feel like she has to put up with a violent man. When I'm on this thing, my motto is love does not hurt. Nobody that loves you will ever put their hands on you. Hello, hi. Don't know how many times I can stress it, but when I'm on here and I'm doing these videos, it gives me peace and it gives me purpose and focus because I know that somebody out there is watching, and I hope that people are sharing the videos, passing it on to friends. I said that's one thing that will really hurt us in the end is if you know somebody is being abused, yet and still you don't do nothing or you act like you don't see it. We're just as guilty as the person that's physically hurting the ones that's abused. Next question. Okay, this next thing is very important. If you're dating somebody and you're in a relationship with them a long time and you have yet to meet his or her family, ladies, men, that's a problem. If somebody say they love you, they care about you, they want to be a family, but yet and still you have yet to meet their families or their loved ones or where they come from, then they're either ashamed of you, messing with somebody else, or they don't want their family to see you because basically they're putting bruises on you and nobody wants their family to see that they're basically a monster. Usually when I do these videos and I'm talking to females that's been in domestic violence, a lot of them tell me, Oh, I've been with my boyfriend for 5 years, but every time I ask him to meet his mother, he gives me an excuse and say, "Oh, my mom's tired, or she's at work, or she doesn't like company." Ladies, that's an excuse. If a man is telling you that he loves you, but yet and still he will not let you meet the woman that gave birth to him, then he's not the right man for you, and you need to cut that relationship short. It is toxic, and it's just going to get more toxic, and eventually it's going to get dangerous and lead to either you being in the hospital or you winding up dead. There's a lot of good men out here. There's somebody for everybody. Nobody has to be abused. Whether it's man or woman, women to women relationship, or man to man. Nobody deserves to put their hands on you to hurt you. Love doesn't hurt. You need a man that's gonna love you. You need a man that's gonna love you, respect you. If a man will disrespect his own mother, now listen to this. If a man would disrespect his own mother, why in the hell do you think he would respect you? If a man would call his mother a bitch, what do you think he would call you? My sisters, you are beautiful. We deserve so much more. Take back your pride. Be the queens that we strive to be. Every day, tell yourself you are beautiful and you deserve to be loved. Encourage yourself instead of worrying about a man uplifting you. Uplift yourself. Whether it's going out to get your hair done, get nails done, whatever. Whenever we as women, when I go get my hair done and my nails and my toes, I feel beautiful. My hair and my nails represent who I am. I love looking beautiful. I love to uplift myself. Every day before I get up, I look in the mirror and I say, "You're beautiful." God doesn't make junk, or God doesn't make mistakes. We have to learn how to encourage ourselves and love ourselves. If you don't love yourself, how are you going to expect somebody else to love you? Next thing. So cuddling. I know that most men don't like watching Lifetime, don't like cuddling, don't like cuddling. But ladies, if you are dealing with a man and he says he's your man and he can't hug you in public or kiss you in public, then you need to ask yourself, is he ashamed of me? Am I only good for a woman in the house? What is it about me that makes him tick? It's funny how I see a lot of my friends dealing with abusive men that everybody else will look at and walk away from because they think nobody else will love them or nobody else want them. That's a lie. It's all about attitude and how you carry yourself. How you carry yourself to get a woman. But in order to be with somebody, you have to love yourself first before anybody else can love you. I want you, ladies, every day, men too, when you get up, look in the mirror and say, "I'm beautiful," because God made me in the image of Him, and He doesn't make mistakes. Say that. I don't care how many times you have to say it. Say it until you believe it. And I'm going to end this note once again with a message. Like I said, when I make these videos and these blogs, I'm hoping that somebody sees it. I'm hoping somebody sees it. If they need it, use it. My phone number is now attached to my domestic violence page. So if anybody needs help, I would like if you leave a message with your number, or you can be anonymous, send me a message, and we will find you some help. We will find you somebody that can help. With that being said, peace, love, and hair grease. Bye.